All right, everyone, we're going to talk about an early extension progression to try to reverse the early extension pattern for a lot of you. So, again, what early extension is what causes most back pain. So, a couple ways for extension is like if I reverse spine pivot, that's extension. If I stand up, that's extension. Okay. If on the way down I push my butt to the target, that's extension. So you can see how I've got this old tripod on my tush line right now. So what we want to focus on this drill is a couple of things. One, if we go too fast, if we take a full swing, you're going to go to your pattern you always create power with. If I do that, it's like snapping my back and hurting it, okay? So two things we can do at first is one, if I just go ahead and put a club across my chest and I think I'm going to rotate back, and as I rotate through, I want to feel the front outer heel. So from this angle, you'll be able to see, I'm going to get to my lead side, so I'm left-handed, obviously, so you'll all do it the other way if you're not me. So I get to my lead side, I push, and I feel that I got to the back heel. So if I start on this tush line here, right, so my butt's right on it, it looks like. So I'm going to rotate back, I stay on it, I rotate down, and if I stay on that outer heel, I'm going to actually get behind that. And we need to exaggerate that because if you're coming forward when you rotate, we got to feel like we're overdoing this move. So it's going to look like that. And I'm just going to pattern that over and over. So I feel like I'm able to keep back on that hip. Okay, so that'd be like a home work. Now, at the range, you can do a couple different things. One, if you've got a stick, a great way to put, like, drive that into the ground right next to your hip where you're going to hit the ball. And so if I take a little bit, so I've got it right behind me, if I take a little bit of a pitch shot, I can push back into that and try to almost knock it over. Okay, so on that video, you should have been able to see that I got back on the tush line or behind it. Okay, the other way for me to know I'm in the right position is when I hold that finish, I feel like I'm on the outside of my right heel. Okay, and I'm really unweighted here. So on a pitch shot, I don't have to go show me your shoe, but I'm learning how to keep this momentum going through the left leg to get the hip back. So I'm going to take this away since some of you may not have that opportunity. So the way for me to know I did it is I get here. Now I feel like my right hip is kind of went diagonally away from the ball. So it's not just a pure like turn. I feel like the movement went from diagonal here to diagonal there. Okay? So I would there's no reason to make full swings to do this practice. It should be like I've got my 58 here. I should be able to just get in here, hit little 30, 40 yard pitch shots over and over and over again, and just trying to sense that shift of weight to the front leg and getting to the outer hip. So on this video, we should see that I didn't move forward. So let me put this in a spot where it's on my tush line again. One more little adjustment here. Okay, so that should be pretty much tush line about here. Okay, so if I just make that move, I should look like I'm on that line or behind it. Okay? Then now if I get really good at that, let's say I'm hitting 30, 40, 50 yard pitch shots, right? Then we're going to keep the wedge in there. And what we're going to focus on then is going like 3/4. So now, and I'm getting that same feeling. There's the weight is on outer right heel for me, outer left heel for you all. I'm kind of getting that roll the ankle look. like Jordan Spieth does. Now, if I'm really good at that, then I can just get in here after doing some partials. Then it's just, can I do a full swing with that feel? Okay, you should be able to see that I'm finished with this tip back on a diagonal. All right. So I think the sequence needs to be, you could do that mock movement at home, that practice. I would be hitting a lot of 30-yard pitch shots, sensing the feet, the foot, so the lead heel. So for a righty, it would be, I'm going to hit and then feel like I'm almost able to pick these toes up with the weight over on the outside of the left heel. Because what that'll do is it's going to push that hip back and allow it to rotate. So back is rotate. Turn is not rotate. You can turn all day and never really get back over here. So a lot of people get confused. They think I'm just going to spin. And spinning may actually lead to forward movement of the pelvis because my weight's now on the right leg as I'm being a right-handed golfer for a second. Okay. So it's as I come through, I want to push the butt back, which is get to my outer lead heel. All right, so 30 to 50-yard pitch shots at first. Get really good at those. Shouldn't have to do a whole lot to make that work. Then you get to 3/4 swings, same idea. And then you get to full swings, and you just want to be able to hold your finish and go, oh yeah, I could pick my front toes up. All right, good luck with that, and give me some feedback on if that's helping.